So we've just arrived in Bosnia. We spent the night here, came over last night. We drove down from Slovenia, crossed over Croatia, and then just over the border into Bosnia in a little town called Bihac. It's a town close to a whole lot of waterfalls, ravines, rivers. It's more about the nature. Buildings are mainly these big or medium-sized apartment buildings. Some of them are a little bit rough, but everyone seems friendly. The other thing we've noticed is the cars on the roads are a lot older than where the other places we've been in Europe, so we're no longer the ones driving the oldest car on the road, which is nice to see. So the town's had a pretty rough history. These monuments here have been destroyed and rebuilt and destroyed and rebuilt at various times, and there's been all sorts of buildings on this site. Traditionally it was where the fort was, but they resisted the Ottomans back in the day, then they resisted the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and then World War II there was a massacre that took place nearby here, and then of course in the 90s this town was surrounded for about 3 years on both sides by a couple of different forces. So these guns are from the war in the 90s. I assume they would have been positioned somewhere here near the bridge. Here's a quick look inside our apartment. The outside might be a bit shabby, but inside it's actually rather modern. Recently been renovated. And the kids are into their schoolwork. A whole lot of crow's nests up there. So the meats come out. It's what Bosnia is famous for, their grilled meats. What's the verdict here? We've just driven through half of Bosnia, and we've come to this beautiful spot called Mlincici or Mlincici or something like that. It's part of a big lake complex. It takes a while to get anywhere in Bosnia. The roads aren't so bad, they're actually a lot better than what I thought, but the speed limit is 80 outside of any towns, so you're going 20k slower than usual, and then there's a lot of towns that you pass through which are 50, so it just takes a while to wind your way around the country. But the nature and the views have been absolutely stunning. There's a heap of rivers around the place, and it's all sort of limestone landscape, so rivers, caves, gorges. It's just beautiful. Painted rock. So this thing was just part of a big mill complex. So there wasn't enough water coming through to drive a massive single water mill. So they just had a whole lot of smaller water mills. So each one of these huts has a small water mill underneath it, and everyone could grind flour or do whatever they wanted with their own little water mill. There's a cool fort up on the hill. We've just stopped at a supermarket to grab some lunch. Tower there. Everybody's hungry though. Our first look inside a Bosnian supermarket. And like all other supermarkets we've been in, they all look the same. But even though they look the same, there's always little treasures to be found. In this case, cakes. Bosnian cakes. Or pizza slices. $10 for a whole pizza. Well, that sounds like that could be a bit of us. Or lovely spot for lunch. How's the pizza?
It's good.
It's got cheese, so it's good. Coming into Sarajevo. So we're walking through the back alleys back to where we're staying in Sarajevo. So there's a lot of modern parts to the city, and there's certainly a lot of development going on, quite a few cranes around, but there's also some quite ramshackle, chaotic parts. And there's another building here with a whole lot of bullet holes in it. So we saw some bigger buildings on the way in, which obviously had high explosive rounds going into them. This one's just probably heavy machine gun. Oh, we had a pretty good first night's sleep in Sarajevo. This is our apartment. It's downstairs. Kids are still asleep upstairs. A couple of rooms and an office for me, but the key feature is this terrace with the view over the entire city. It's quite stunning. Off we go for our first stroll into Sarajevo town. So that's the Latin Bridge, the start of the old town once we cross over that river. So this is the very spot where Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, was assassinated. So it's just right by the Latin Bridge that we just crossed. And if memory serves correct, I think the guy who was supposed to assassinate him didn't do it further down the road, and then gave up and sat in a cafe somewhere, probably here, and then the car that was carrying the prince broke down and stopped right in front of him, so he took that as a sign, pulled out his pistol and shot him. That's what started World War I. So these are some 500-year-old ruins built in the 1540s as accommodation for merchants that worked and lived in Sarajevo. So this is the Eternal Flame, which was built in the era of Yugoslavia as a symbol of togetherness. Got a bit of a ruined lot right next to Church of the Sacred Heart. So this is the meeting of cultures point, east crossing over to west. So a lot of stuff down that direction was built by the Austro-Hungarians a couple of hundred years ago, in the 1800s, and then a lot of stuff this way was built by the Ottomans about 500 years ago. There's the mosque inside there. And the Copperware Street.
There's more like
So we're walking over the old bridge of Mostar. So Mostar is a city a couple of hours to the southwest of Sarajevo. It's very developed, one of the most developed areas that we've seen in Bosnia in terms of hotels and tourism and things. Mainly because it's quite a touristy area, as well as being quite important commercially to Bosnia. They do a lot of aluminium and other industry here. So the town was founded by the Ottomans, and then the original bridge was built about 500 years ago. And then since then everyone's pretty much had a go at trying to own Mostar. The Austro-Hungarians had it for a while, the Italians, the Croatians, and then in the 90s the bridge was destroyed in a couple of wars with different parties who were trying to control the town. But they rebuilt it after the 90s, and that's the newer bridge that we're standing on now.
Hey, Dave's.
How's your grapefruit juice?
God, it's a little bit bitter though.
Coffee?
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Dober.
Bridge? Good.
So you go.
Good. Okay. What's that? Really?
Yeah.
There we go. So I've got our lunch, some burek.
Pizza! Pizza! Oh, wait. Pizza! Dami pizza!
So we've got a bit of a rest day today. Yesterday we drove to Mostar and back. That was quite a hike, 2 hours there, 2 hours back. Day before we had walked around Sarajevo, so today we're just chilling a bit, running some errands. We're going to walk into town. There's a big shopping mall there. Hopefully I can get a haircut. We're going to go past a bookstore, see if we can get some more books for the kids, and just take it easy. So we're about to head into this mall here. This is the main thoroughfare through Sarajevo, this street, and it's actually the start of what they called Sniper Alley. So during the war, the Serbs had taken up positions on some of the surrounding hills, and then also some of the big commercial buildings further down this street, and they'd just snipe at anyone they could see along this. So often the UN would send armoured vehicles just to shepherd people across certain crossings so they could continue going about their daily business. Very modern part of Bosnia. So we are going for lunch to this place called Bash, which the menu is almost exactly like McDonald's because it was once McDonald's until McDonald's exited out of the country due to corruption. So Bash took over and basically copied the menu and food, and we're going to see what it's like. Demon's in his happy place. It smells just like a Big Mac. And tastes pretty much like a Big Mac.
Yeah.
Maybe slightly less sauce, slightly less mayonnaise, or maybe I just haven't got to that part yet.
It's all in the middle.
All in the middle. Not as much sauce, but so far, very similar.
How's your happy meal then?
You go. I'm running to the chips.
Kids have spotted a store that they seem to be particularly interested in. Alright, and you go. See you in an hour. Another day, another Bosnian coffee. So this is a Sarajevo rose, and it's the exact spot that a mortar bomb hit in Sarajevo, and they've marked it with red resin and paint. And during the 4-year siege, there's an average of over 300 mortar bombs or artillery shells hitting the city every day. So we're all packed up, ready to leave Sarajevo. It's been beautiful weather since we've been here, almost like summer. And yet last night, A lovely dusting of snow. Car is covered in it and looks like there's been a cat walking on top. Our final stop in Bosnia. We're about to go over the border, but we've stopped for lunch at a town called Visigrad, which is obviously quite an old town. Got a lovely old bridge. It's actually the only place in Bosnia where we've seen a whole lot of stray dogs all along the side of the road and in town. That was Bosnia. Welcome to Serbia. So I've just driven from Sarajevo, 2 hours to the border, crossed into Serbia, and then a couple of hours across Serbia to the east, and we're gonna chill in this place for the next couple of days. We don't really have any plans at all. It's just sort of in the middle of a small village in the middle of nowhere. We'll probably get a lot of schoolwork done, a bit of work, and just to decompress after Bosnia. But the most exciting thing of all is this sauna here. So that's me sorted for the next couple of days. I don't think I'll be coming out of there for a wee while after all the driving we've been doing. So that's us for Bosnia and Serbia, and we'll probably be back online again in Bulgaria.
Let's go all the way down. Stay right here for a second, and all we're gonna do is shift 1% of our weight to our 1 foot, one side. So every time we're walking, we're
Hello.
Just waiting in line for the Bulgarian border.